Montgomery Community Media presents statements from your candidates for the Board of Education in the 2024 Maryland general election.
My name is Lynn Harris. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm running for re-election to the Montgomery County Board of Education. I first ran for this seat in 2020 because I love this school system and I know it well. I know it as a former teacher. I know it as a parent of a proud Einstein High School class of 21 graduate who started kindergarten in 2008, and that's when I began my education advocacy journey in this county. Went to the first PTA meeting, raised my hand, and got involved. I spent several years leading my local PTAs and also got involved with the countywide PTA, where I spent 8 years on the executive committee, working with parents, teachers, students, and families all across this county on every issue you can name. 3.5 years in, my why is still the same: to ensure that MCPS is a place where everyone feels safe, welcome, and valued, being exactly who they are, where our classrooms are windows and mirrors so students see themselves reflected in the content they're taught and the books they read, but they also learn to appreciate those whose experiences are different from their own. I connect regularly with students and families and staff all across the county so I can learn their perspective on how we are doing as a school system, what's working, what's not, how we can do better. I am proud of the work that I did alongside my board colleagues last year as we moved the system through a time of crisis, a necessary leadership change, and created the conditions for a robust nationwide superintendent search that yielded an impressive field of candidates and an excellent outcome. I am energized by the time I spend in schools alongside students, learning in their classrooms with them, and seeing the excellent, magical teaching that happens in every single school every day. I am a nurse and a lawyer and a public health professional. I bring all of that experience to the way I look at every issue that comes before me and how hard I do this work, and I would appreciate your support.
My name is Rita Montoya, and I'm a candidate for Board of Education member at large. I'm also a former PTA president and executive board member, an attorney and former juvenile public defender, and a passionate advocate. Most importantly, I'm a mom of 2 MCPS elementary school students in 3rd and 5th grades. I live MCPS every single day, and that's how I know that if we want our children to meet their goals, we must make sure their schools are fully staffed with proven curricula for all learners and extracurricular programs available at all schools, that students and staff feel safe from emotional health challenges, hate bias, and violence, and that we rebuild trust in MCPS and the Board of Education by modeling accountability and transparency. When my child was born, I asked the doctor what I could do to make sure they would thrive, and they told me, move to the best school district that you can. And so I did. I moved to Montgomery County because I believed in Montgomery County Public Schools. I still live here because I still believe in Montgomery County Public Schools. But like a lot of families I've met, I'm worried about proficiency test scores and school safety. I feel discouraged when I see news stories about guns and bomb threats and bathrooms closed due to drug use. I feel discouraged when I see that 54.9% of 3rd grade students were proficient in reading, because I know that means 45.1% were not. And let's be honest, folks, proficiency isn't a high standard. I have higher hopes for my own children and yours. We have to, because when I see leadership at local, state, and federal levels, from government agencies to nonprofits, I see folks from Montgomery County, Maryland, and Montgomery County Public Schools, because Montgomery County leads. And if we want to continue to lead, we have to invest in our kids now. So it's all hands on deck. To rebuild trust in Montgomery County Public Schools, we must elect those who will spend wisely, invest in proven curricula that provides lesson plans and materials for all types of learners so that we can close the opportunity gaps. We must also establish a healthy balance between social emotional supports and adequate law enforcement coverage. And if you elect me, that's exactly what you'll get. Vote Rita Montoya for member at large.
MCPS's ongoing steep decline requires an urgent solution. As an experienced and passionate teacher and current MCPS parent, I pledge to be your voice on the Board of Education to eliminate failed practices in MCPS and to provide a high-quality education to all our students throughout the county. I am the product of a gifted and talented program in the Bronx. As such, my life's mission is dedicated to helping students meet the challenge of academic excellence. Throughout my career spanning over 2 decades, from teaching preschool to elementary school Spanish, social studies at Gaithersburg High School, serving as an administrator on the PTA, coaching JV softball, and even serving for 6 years as a building representative for the teachers union. The breadth of my experience has proven that when students are empowered to be the architects of their own lives, they will succeed with our support. As such, I will first reintroduce a rigorous curriculum to increase proficiency in reading and math. Second, I will prioritize safety by bringing back SROs and revising the Student Code of Conduct. Third, I will boost the morale of our teachers by hosting open forums and candid one-on-one meetings to hear the concerns of our professionals. Fourth, I will ensure responsible resource allocation through diligent oversight. If we want fully staffed, fully equipped schools, we must pull out the rot from a top-heavy central office and transfer our precious resources back to our teachers and students. Finally, I will encourage parental involvement and community engagement. To rebuild the foundation of academic excellence at NCPS, I need your vote. After I'm elected, your continuing engagement to hold NCPS accountable will be paramount to meeting our goals together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Natalie Zimmerman, and I am a candidate for Board of Education. I am running in District 2. I am a current third grade teacher in Montgomery County Public Schools, and I'm actually still in my classroom. I absolutely love what I do every day. I believe that public education is the greatest act of optimism and the greatest investment we can make in our children and in our community. I am running for this office because I believe in taking action. Throughout my time in MCPS, I have seen the system fail students and educators alike. Montgomery County Public Schools has some of the greatest potential in the country to provide the highest quality public education possible to every single child, no matter their race, gender, socioeconomic status, or otherwise. As an MCPS teacher, I have taken action on behalf of students and my fellow educators to capitalize on our potential and stop foundering our students' futures. I am running so I can speak from the classroom and into policy. I believe that the greatest issue facing MCPS is our trust deficit. We need to be transforming this into a transparency surplus. Some ways we can do this are frequent and accessible budget talks and town halls. It must be easier to engage with our Board of Education so we can meet the needs of our communities. We can do this through increasing our translation efforts and changing times and locations of board meetings. I believe my biggest strength is that I am coming from an elementary educator position and my connection to the classroom and my relationships with educators and students. I have spent all of my educational career in Title I schools. Every year, I see approximately 25 to 30% of my colleagues leave the school or education as a whole. These aren't just theoretical numbers to me, but my actual experience. These are the things I live every day as an educator. We need people on the board who have actually been in a classroom and know what is happening, someone with connections to students and educators. I believe I can be that champion for our students and our classrooms from the Board of Education. Please join me at zimmermanforboe.com.
Hi, I am Sherri Evans, seeking re-election for the Board of Education District 4 seat. It has been a privilege and an honor for me to serve on the Board of Education for the past 8 years. I come before you today as a resident of Montgomery County for over 23 years. My husband and I settled here because of the quality of the public school system, and that has not changed. We've had the fortunate ability to raise 2 daughters that have gone through the Montgomery County Public School System, and they are now graduates. I have served PTA at the local and county level, and I've taken my leadership skills to the Board of Education. Because of the vote of confidence from my colleagues, I've been able to serve as the president twice, the vice president twice, and serving as the president at the height of the pandemic. I have strong leadership. I know how to work through change. I know how to work through a crisis, and I am here asking for your vote on November the 5th. Please visit my website, votesherrievans.com, where you can learn more about me. On the board, I've ensured that more than 1,000 students have been able to access pre-K. Research is clear that when you invest early in our students, they are set up for success. I've also been committed to the promise that I've made to ensure that all of our students graduate college and career ready. Our students have graduated with an associate's degree and a diploma, setting them up to enter college more affordable, and to go right into their career with a credential. They are competitive, they are ready. I am committed to making certain that Montgomery County Public School System is the best at getting better. I can only do that with your vote and your support. Please remember me on November the 5th. Visit my website again, and no matter where you live in Montgomery County, you can vote for every single school board member. Please go all the way down the ballot. What's most important is education. It should be at the top, but go down ballot and vote Sherri Evans. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Laara Stewart, and I'm running for the Board of Education in District 4. I've been a Montgomery County resident for 27 years, and my 2 children are recent MCPS graduates. Growing up in DC and Prince George's County, I learned about Tikkun Olam, which teaches that it is my responsibility to make the world a more just place. For over a decade, I've brought that work to leadership positions in 6 different nonprofit boards, including local and state PTA. Over the years, I've built productive relationships with decision makers and school communities, and I've earned the Teachers Union endorsement. I know from experience that you can get a world-class education in our public school system, but as a parent and advocate, I also know that it takes too much intervention to access that opportunity, and those opportunities often aren't equitable. Children and staff need to feel welcome, valued, and safe in the school environment, and that hasn't always been the case. We can and we must improve. The Office of Inspector General, the very office I advocated for in 2019, reported multiple problems with the Office of Human Resources and Development and the way the Board of Education oversees contracts. These reports were shocking, and they motivated me to run for office. The Board of Education needs to tackle these issues as the oversight body for MCPS. I've advocated for open data and transparency for years so that we can see patterns and direct the use of our money more efficiently. I am ready to bring my experience, my energy, and my deep love for the Montgomery County community and our schools to the Board of Education. Vote for me and we'll act together to bring accountability, collaboration, and transparency to the Board of Education. So please join me at laarastewart.org. Thank you.